Hello all, welcome back to another interesting episode of Intern Diaries 6.0 by the-guindy-times, official campus magazine of CEG, AC Tech and SAP. I'm Jayashree, IT Purple Tag. Actually, here our seniors share with us their side of stories to give us a peek into their intern experience, and for that today we have got Swastika, a final year student from IT department who had completed her internship at Citi. Welcome Akka. First of all, tell about yourself.
Thank you. I'm Swastika, like you mentioned, from IT final year. I'm brown tag and I'm here to share about my experience at Citi.
Okay. First of all, when you received the news that you were selected for the internship at Citi, how did you actually feel?
I was actually surprised because this was in fact the first interview that I had attended. This was the first time I got qualified for the interview and I wasn't expecting a miraculous result. I was just noting down the points and getting habituated to the procedure. I was thinking about what I should do right the next time, what I should speak, what I should not speak. So I wasn't contemplating on the result as such. But then CYC sent us the final list of shortlisted students around 4 or 5 a.m. I guess, the next day. So I was sleeping and everyone in my room were yelling and they were all super excited because another one of my friend got placed in Citi. So I woke up and they told me that I got selected too, but I had to double check in my phone. I didn't trust them. I had to see it for myself. And it was surprising. But I think bottom line is that I felt relieved that this pressure isn't going to be prolonged any further. Yeah.
Can you share with us the interview experience and the selection process at Citi?
Interview experience, the whole selection process was pretty much the same as any other company. First, we had an online test. The online test had math, English, and coding questions. Actually, the test happened at 12 midnight, which was very different. Usually, they happen in the morning and such. So it happened at 12 p.m. So I was very exhausted. We had to attend it and then move on. Then in a couple of days, they sent a list of the shortlisted students for the interview. Then moving on to the interview, each of us were allotted a panel of interviewers and there were 2 in each panel. They were really sweet. That I started liking Citi right when I stepped into the interview because they were being really sweet and they saw that I was tensed and they were like, relax, calm down. They gave me a piece of paper and they're like, take your time, think and answer. Initially, the questions were, it was based more on your approach to thinking. They were analyzing the way you think than knowledge based. So it wasn't something that you'd learn in college or something. They were asking questions based on your regular practice in coding. So I still remember one of the first question was, how do you swap to variables without using a third variable? How do you swap to values without using a third variable? So they were trying to get to know the procedure of my thinking. After that, they started asking theory-based questions, the basic questions, OOPS and trees, SQL queries, all the basic questions. After which, they saw my resume and they asked about my projects. So projects is something that you have to be very, very confident about. Do not add anything on your resume that you have not done. They will ask, they were just trying to get to know about how I worked on the project, how the outcome was, or what was the obstacles that I faced. Yeah, they seemed pretty impressed with that. And that was about it.
When did you start preparing for the intern and how did you get yourself ready for the internship at Citi?
Preparation started a long while ago. Preparation started during my second year, I guess. But it wasn't consistent. It was very on and off. But that's the point. You just have to stay in touch with your coding skills. And you have to concentrate more on how you solve the problem rather than whether you solve it or not. That's what they look at the most. They look at the approach rather than the result. So, like I said, coding websites like HackerRank, CodeChef, GFG, those problems, those interview questions are more than enough for passing the online test. After which, around the interview time, as in when companies come, it would be advisable to go through GFG archives. They have, in the archive section, they have questions, they have questions related to the company. So mostly 90% of the time they ask those questions itself. So and it's very important to be thorough with your core concepts, OOPS concepts, and just the very basic IT knowledge is required. Yeah.
Okay, upon starting your internship at Citi, what was your first impression on the company culture and the working environment there?
I was just in awe. I loved everything about Citi. It was actually an incredible experience. Normally, I'd say if I was put in an environment like that, I'd feel very intimidated. But this time, looking at everyone there, I was very inspired. Everyone was just so smart, and they were very open-minded and down-to-earth. Even if it was the silliest of the silliest doubts, they were ready to clarify it for us, and they were very focused on giving us a good experience at Citi. I felt like 2 months was not sufficient to get enough of that place. Yeah, it was great. It was a really good experience.
Okay, that's nice. And did you have the opportunity to collaborate with the colleagues and the professionals working there? Tell us about the team and the job experience.
Yeah, we did. Actually, we had many different levels of training. We had a normal training, which gave us knowledge about Citi, the work experience there, and the rules to be followed there. Apart from that, we had NUDA training, which was for interns all across the globe from Citi. So we were trained by trainers from Singapore, America. So we got to interact with them as well. So we also had sessions in between with the CEO and with like the regional managers from every country. So it was good to hear their experience. In NUDA training, we had concepts related to Tableau, and we had to present a project based on that. Apart from that, we also had an internal project within our Citi campus. So I was actually put in a team of interns of 5. The project that we worked on was service health check system. So we developed this health check service system, which was supposed to check the REST API process checks and log checks, and it was basically automation of all these checks. Since these were, we worked on this for all the teams in our floor. So we had the capability to interact with all the teams. We went and discussed what their needs were, what kind of outputs they'd expect, and we kind of catered to their customized project. So once this was done, we had the privilege to present this project to all the senior managers and vice presidents and in our domain. It was a really good experience. It was very diverse, and we gained a lot of knowledge.
It's nice. And looking back, do you wish anything you would have known before starting the internship at Citi? Any advice for our future interns?
No, I think to each they get their own experience. So no, other than the fact that we should have booked the basketball court. There was a basketball court, and we didn't know that we could book it prior and play. So other than that, no, nothing else. I just wish everyone good luck. And for those who are going to be joining Citi as interns, have an open mind and be ready to grasp the huge amount of knowledge that you can receive there. It's honestly going to be a great experience. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Ka. Thanks for the time.